path. Here we go. So price came up. This is short now. So if we have price come up, pull back, you sweat. Oh, get sweat. All right. Did not get into supply first. Go back up into demand. Then we're gonna short and TP right here. So same thing that we just did. Sweep happened right here. All right. Sweep happened. Then this demand. Oh, I don't understand why it's like whatever. That demand failed. So when it pushed that demand up, then we created us a nice little supply. And then this is the big zone of demand right here. So I'll change this to demand. We TPing right there. Just like we did. Right? Let me snip to this. Don't play with me. On my soul. Shout out Cotton Mouth. Very bad. Desktop. I'll probably edit this out, but y'all know the deal. So what happened would have nullified me, make this trade invalid if this came into demand first. So after this supply broke this demand and it bounced off of this demand, I'm not getting in this supply shot off of bouncing off this demand. It's only working because it didn't get into there yet. So yeah. So here's EJ. Live EJ scenario. Here's the sweep. There's an entry model right there, but we would have got stopped out. But it's coming back in. So here's the sweep. It's not coming off of any demand zone. All right, so when it goes back into this supply, that's why we're gonna try to take it. And we're gonna go right here. I mean, it could be like this one. So yeah, it would probably be B. It's gonna be somewhere in here. This is just real rough. I'm just showing y'all like where we about to try to short at. But this is about to get swept. So right now, to me, this is liquidity. So um it's the first tap after the break. First tap gets swept. So we just chilling. That's the part that's not fun about trading. Patience. I'm trying to decide if I want to just let it play or just hop back in. Because it might not play out. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the video and then I'm gonna hop back on if it do give us an entry. All right, so this is where we was at when I stopped the video yesterday. And so we was just waiting for an opportunity to get in here. We was waiting for this liquidity to get taken so we could short. We had this line down here, which was gonna be TP. And so that's what ended up happening. Yeah, I'm bar replay because just went back, but it went on to hit this RTP, but it didn't give us an entry. So I wasn't chasing what they say is chasing price. So it didn't give us an entry. So I didn't force anything. I just let it go. And if we go back to the 15, it really didn't work because this sweep, but after it pushed this, it was, well, I mean, after it swept, it did come back into this demand zone before going back up to there. So that's one of the reasons why we don't get in. And I didn't notice this last night, but still, even though I was watching on the 1 minute, when I go back to the 15, it makes sense as to why it didn't give us an entry. And so then if we keep playing price, well, we're still chilling. And I think yeah, here we go. So then all of a sudden, Sweep happened, right? Sweep happened. Demand failed. This was the next demand. So if we go down into this, it's a no-go. So yeah, so sweep happened. If we go down in here and come back up, I'm not shorting from here. No, no. Mm-mm. But if we come back up in here without touching this, without going into this demand, then we going short. This is a short entry model. And so initially we thought that this was the sweep right here, but that's not the sweep we was looking for. This is the sweep that we got. Broke that demand, made this sweep, broke this demand. As long as we don't get into this demand, we're going to come back up in here and sell into this demand. And so just like the long scenario that we explained, that we played out, after this sweep happened and broke this demand right here, it left an unmitigated wick, which is the supply. It's fine. So now I'm gonna go down to the one. And now we can see. So if we get down in here, not short. Then we came up in here. So price came back into the zone without touching it. So we clear to go to get a short in. All right. And so then in here, you just look for your entry model on the lower time frame of what counts, to get you in. So you can short somewhere in here, you know, and I don't want to do a pip above, because remember EJ spreads is about 0.6, so we do a whole pip above the stop just to be safe. I mean, that's what I do. And then I'm gonna go back to the 15 to see where we could target. And so since we did this sweep and it came down this high, this right here made a high. And so we're anticipating that this will be the most ideal. This would be like best case scenario TP, right? But then this is the more conservative TP, because after this low pushed and made this high, let's see if I can make it a little bit clearer. After this low pushed and made this high, when it came back down, this high right here didn't make another high. All right. So then we know that, well, we don't know. but that's telling us that this low right here is weak now because it didn't make a higher high. And so we'll target this one all day, every day. But the best case scenario is, you know, this one, because this is the low that pushed this up, right? So this is the one we're going to target. And then eventually, so I'll take this off. But just based off of the 15, just based off of the 15-minute, sweep happened, came up, swept, didn't touch this demand zone, came back into the unmitigated wick, just like the entry model. One pip above. So best case scenario is best case scenario is now this low. So if you just did it based off of the 15, based off of the 15-minute, 3 to 1. Oh, get that out of there. All right. So that's the entry model right there. So initially we were looking right here from this sweep, but then, it nullified that because it was in this, even, most people do for their supply zones, demand zones, it's the last opposite candle. So if it's going up, you do the last bearish candle. If it's going down, you do the last bullish candle. So if you use this one, it touched this before it went back in here. Or even if you use this one, because this wick was unmitigated. Either one, it touched both of those before it went back to the supply zone. So that's why the entry wouldn't have worked on there. Then it gave us another one when it swept this, and this is just a perfect opportunity to say the entry model works, but it's not just, you don't just use it anywhere. You can just look for the sweep and, look for the sweep, unmitigated. If it doesn't touch the demand or supply zone, short or go long. It has to happen in certain areas of the market. So you see, we initially were looking right here because this sweep happened in a zone that we had in a point of interest. All right. And this the schematic still played out in the same point of interest. Okay. So we're not just doing it anywhere. So like here, right? Look at right here. There's a long that we would not have been able to take because of what? So sweep, right? Sweep happened, pushed up, it broke the demand, so it broke the supply, made an unmitigated wick, or left the unmitigated wick behind, but it went into a supply zone before it came down. So it didn't even reach back down in here. But we're not even looking for this no more, you know, because it went into the supply zone. So we're not going to be trying to buy off of a demand coming off of a supply. It don't really work like that. So that's a great example of when it will not work. So let me see if I can change my. So sweep happened. Oh, sweep happened. Price pushed up, but it went into this zone. So if it does come back down in here, we cannot get in this. I mean, I understand price still went up, but based off of, the data I've collected and all of the, you know, trials and tribulations, that's what's worked. And that's how, those are the rules. You got to follow the rules. You can't, you know, if, if you see something that I don't see and you can implement it on yours, you know, that's fine. Go ahead, do what you do. But I just wanted to show y'all because I showed a long example. I wanted to show a short example. And as a bonus, I showed a long example that did not work. I also showed a short example that we thought was going to work, but we didn't chase price. Even though it hit our TP, we didn't chase price. We were patient, sat on our hands, and waited for the rules to play out. And everything played out to a T. So yeah, come join. I'm just keep posting examples of the entry models. There's one more entry model too that I use. So these are the two entry models. This is off the 15. Of course, yes, I start my whole, you know, thing from, I usually start on a 4 hour, but I look at the daily. But you see, I get too much into this, but these red lines are showing me that the 4 hour swing structure for me is bearish. That's why they're red. I'll show y'all a peek of GU. GU is blue because 4 hour swing structure is long. So that's how I map it out. Close. So we're not in replay bar replay anymore. Yeah, price did a lot last night. Yeah, this was about 2 o'clock in the morning. Some stuff that happened. I don't see any entries. I do see some sweeps and stuff, some possible entries, but I don't see anything that I could have got into based off of the rules and stuff. But yeah, and I didn't take any other trades after that GU long. I did not take this one, but it played out. So, all right, y'all. Until the next one, go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Share. Try to get the numbers up. Try to run it up on YouTube. And come join. join the little group. You know, it's always just good to have a community and somewhere to share ideas, chat. You know. All right.